What's up, Mets fans? It's your boy CP, and welcome back to the Mets PostGame Show. Your New York Mets are headed to the National League Championship Series. Yes, that's right, the NLCS. And as Rob is already doing, he's already beating me to it. Spam those W's. If you're in the chat right now, if you're on my page, on my channel, if you're on Rob's channel, I don't care whose channel you're on. I really don't care. If you're on X, come over to the YouTube, spam the W's. Spam those W's. And an honorary spamming of the W from Uncle Stevie Cohen himself. Let's go. We here, baby.
Yeah.
We here. We here, Rob. How you feeling tonight? How you feeling?
Oh, I'm scared still. I mean, it couldn't be easy, but my God, the comeback ability of this freaking team is amazing. I'm pumped right now. I broke my light. I'm trying to get on stream right now, but oh my guys, Francisco Lindor. That's it. Chris, start it up, baby. Start it up. Let's go. Let's go.
Listen, I mean, this is a complete team effort, and I was going to rip my hair out in the first couple of innings, maybe the first 4 or 5 innings when the Mets didn't capitalize on the offensive side of the ball. I was quite literally going to rip my hair out. And it seemed like it was going to be one of those types of games where the Mets offense didn't take advantage and Jose Quintana was pitching a gem. You see here, Jose Quintana, 5 innings pitched, no earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 90 pitches. He absolutely shoved for the New York Mets, and we talked about him on the pre-game show. Before we get into any analysis, though, I want to shout out every single person in this chat that's spamming the W's. Every single person. Aaron is saying W. Cindy's saying W. 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 Do we have any more? Do I have any more W's? W. 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 We here, baby. We here.
Yes.
We here, baby. New York Mets fans, stand up. Stand up. Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. My next door neighbor might be getting ready to kill me right now. I don't care. Stand up. Stand up. Change the narrative. Job still not finished, but was not finished. We here. I know that's a Knicks saying. I don't care. This team is here right now. We here. Philly thought that they can just steamroll us and just get an easy victory, an easy bye into the NLCS. Think again. They're going home. They're going home.
Yep.
We here, Rob. We here. Bring the energy. Everybody in the chat. Bring the damn energy.
Let's go.
Keep spamming those W's because we are here. We're not going anywhere.
We deserve this right now, guys. We deserve this. 0-5 to OMG, as Gary Cohen said. 11 games on the 500 in May. Been the best team in baseball since. And the last 2.5 weeks of comebacks from this team is the difference in the postseason so far. And what about the Mets beating up on a Phillies bullpen that they worked on for 2 years to get their bullpen where they needed it to be? They got Estevez from the Angels. They had one of the better bullpens. The bullpen completely fell apart for them, and that is all credit to the New York Mets offense. And I do apologize about my lighting. I was running in my room and running around like a nutcase, like a 2-year-old, and I popped out my light. I don't know what the hell I did with it, but who cares, right? The shadows, just like the Phillies talked about in Game 1. I got fire engines going around here in North Carolina. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. I woke up the whole freaking neighborhood. I'm pumped. I mean, Quintana, the way he pitched today, and I don't know, did the Mets leave like 20 men left on base because they felt like it? They almost made this game the most frustrating game in this postseason because the Phillies were handing us the ball game. They didn't want to go back to Philly. Look at the way they played. And I know the Philly fans are going to bring up that fair, but not, that was called foul. That was a fair ball.
Spare me. Oh, spare me.
But if they're going to make that as an excuse, what about the 4 for 56 with runners on base? That's why you lost this series. It was your bullpen and the lack of coming through when the Mets came through. Chris, Francisco Lindor, my guy. I'm wearing my jersey to work tomorrow.
How about the MVP? That is what an MVP does, ladies and gentlemen. To that point, I believe the Mets, 10, well, listen, this is the game total, by the way. 10 left on base, 3 for 15 with runners in scoring position. They were leaving an army on the base paths. And you know what? It got to bases loaded, 1 out. Francisco Alvarez couldn't get the job done with a fielder's choice ground ball hit up the middle. They changed pitchers. Francisco Lindor, this is so hard to do in the game of baseball. And I don't think that people realize this, is that you're not facing the same pitcher as you just saw on the on-deck circle. But he's seen Estevez in this series prior. And what does he do? He gets a pitch in his wheelhouse and he drives that thing. Francisco Lindor has put together, I don't want to go far and say that he's put together the best season that he's put together the best season that I've personally seen. Not in Mets history. I'm not going to go that far, maybe, but he's put together the best Mets season collectively, everything together, right, that I've seen in my lifetime. Francisco Lindor, number 12, $341 million. This is what it gets you. This is what it gets you. That's the MVP right there, ladies and gentlemen. And Rob, you were 100% right. Listen, I'm going to shut the hell up. I'm going to let you go. You were 100% right. Just go ahead.
For years, a lot of Met fans killed this guy. I told you, get to the playoffs. This guy will come through. This guy is a clutch performer in the postseason. Now, he hasn't been great, right? He was batting at 208 before that home run, that grand slam, right? He was batting 208. He had 3 RBIs, pretty good, no home runs, but he's perfect for that moment. Did you see the professionalism? After he hit that ball, he knew it was out. I wasn't sure when he first hit it. I knew we got the run, at least one run, but he knew. What did he do? Just
no celebration
and ran around the bases. You know why? Because he knew there was still work to do because the game wasn't over. He knew there was still work to do. And you know what? There would be no other player in baseball that would run the bases after he hit that ball like he did. That is the guy that is perfect for those moments. I said it right to my dad. I go, he's coming through. I didn't say grand slam. I'm not even going to make myself look smart for a second. I said he's coming through. I said he's coming through. I knew he was going to come through. Even if it was a sac fly to tie the game, he's coming through. But I said to my dad, we get one run, the floodgates are opening. And once again, Francisco Lindor, when you think it is all said and done, right? The Brave series, Brewers, here, there, it just doesn't matter. This guy freaking comes through, man. The big walk, the big home run, again, the big home run. Francisco Lindor, and I said this, guys, how many people talked about the money with this guy? When was the last time somebody talked about his contract now? Right? When? This guy is clutch. This guy does it in the biggest moments against the best pitchers. And this guy got, ice through his veins. I said it about Vientos, who also had another good game. Lindor is the guy that is going to carry this team into the playoffs, and he's done it. Now, he's had help, right? He hasn't been great, but when the moments were needed, when he needed that big walk, when he needed that base hit, when he needed that grand slam, you're going to get it from him. That's why you get Francisco Lindor, right? You can go 0 for 79 in April, but he will show up every single moment late in the year in big games in the postseason. That guy will do the job. My guy, Francisco Lindor, the day we traded for him, I bought his jersey. I went to the MLB shop. I even was live when I said I'm going to buy that jersey. When it broke, I said I'm going to buy the jersey. The next day, I wore it on my live stream. I had his jersey from day one, the blue Mets Lindor jersey. From day one, we got him. And I'm like, we're trading for him? We're going to sign him. Steve Cohen ain't going to trade for somebody and then worry about pennies. This guy deserves more money for what he's done with this team. And it's not just this year, by the way. This guy is absolutely amazing. And now I actually want the Dodgers to win a game so we can have a little bit more rest because I think we need it. I really think the bullpen needs it. I think you can set up your rotation any way you want to now. The Mets are in the driver's seat, right? I don't care who we play. Right? I don't care who we play. They're both tough teams. Now, I'll have my opinion.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, Rob.
Because I'm sorry. I was just ranting.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Rob. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. I have a slide all ready to
game
go
7.
One. Look at those rosy cheeks on Rob right now.
I'm hot, dude, man. I was sweating. Diaz does this to me.
That's what the Mets do to people.
Shit. Chris, you'll be bald in like 5 years, all right, with this fucking team. I tell you, man. My hair ain't stressed from work, I'll tell you that.
Yo, I appreciate you all. I absolutely appreciate you all. We the captain here with the super chat. We here. We the captain says. Salute to We the captain. Thank you for the super chat. We here, NLCS bound. We earned this. Believe. And following up by saying you guys have a great channel. Thank you so much. We the captain. We definitely appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everybody's support, by the way. We could not do this and we would not be doing this without you all. So please, hit the thumbs up on both streams. Myself, CP New York Sports, CPNY Sports, and Rob, Talking Mets with Rob. This is being streamed to both channels. So please make sure you all just hit the thumbs up. That's all we care about. And we know that we have the support from you all. It means everything to us. It really does mean everything. And we want to appreciate you all just the same because you all, you all honestly might matter more than us because you all make this happen. So we definitely appreciate you. This comment by Joe, job's not finished. Joe, you are right. You are right. I'm saying the same thing, Joe. Job is not finished, not by a long stretch. We are in the NLCS. No one thought we'd get here, but since we're here, why are we going to back down? You don't back down. You go out there and you win. What about Quintana? What about Quintana? Oh, my goodness. I said I was 50-50 on the guy. Yes, he got into some trouble, but he pitched his absolute ass off, Rob. You got to sound off on Quintana because you were the guy that believed in him this entire season. Not going to lie, I didn't believe in the guy. I told you all on the pregame, I'm 50-50 on the guy, and I doubted him before. I'm not going to sit here and try to bullshit you all. I doubted him. And at one point in the season, I wanted him off the team. And you know what? Shame on me because that is absolutely wrong. And he proved everybody wrong. He is the veteran of this rotation, and he showed up huge. You see here, 5 innings pitched, no earned runs, 2 walks, 90 pitches. Not a start that's going to wow you, right? But you see the 0, the most important 0 in terms of the 0 earned runs. And he gave you a little bit of length. That's the most important thing. Rob, tell me about Jose Quintana, man.
Listen, I said in the pregame, right? I trust this guy, right? I didn't say he was going to pitch. The stats will never jump out at you, right? The box score won't. The pitching box score will not, the pitching stats will not jump off the sheet at all. Like you would just turn the page if you've seen it. Now, oh, okay, nice, right? But if you watch the game, every pitch, which obviously you all did, right? How off balance the Phillies were the whole game. They couldn't touch his fastball, right? A couple of little hits here and there, and they couldn't do nothing. They could not do nothing. This guy, and look, the two biggest games in the postseason was Game 3 in Milwaukee and Game 4 tonight. Because you lose this game or you lost to the Brewers, we wouldn't be talking about tonight, right? We'd be talking about offseason news. That's what we'd be talking about. So Jose Quintana, Game 3 against the Brewers, and then tonight in Game 4. How big was this game to avoid going back to Philly? Even though if we were going back to Philly, I still feel confident because this team has just showed it every single time. But they did it, guys. Quintana started it. Now, the Mets left a small country on base. And I was like, this is going to haunt us. This is going to haunt us. It kind of did. It kind of did. But they prevailed, and they're just throwing the champagne now. I hear it in the living room right now. They're throwing the champagne in the locker room, going nuts. I don't even have my TV on because I think I lost my remote too in my room, in my little studio. I destroyed everything. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a mess right now. And listen, this is me. Like, this is me in my element, guys. I apologize for that. I'm sorry I'm ranting. But honestly, guys, this is why we go through this shit we go through with this team. Because the New York Mets put us through a lot, right? I mean, hell. Like, it's worse than hell. Whatever you think is worse than hell is what we go through. This is why we stick with this team every single day. This is why we want guys fired. We want guys traded. We want guys off the team, right? This is why. Because of moments like this, when you're least expecting it, and I told you guys, before Game 1 in the pregame, what did I say? Google Mets NLDS. And now I can finally say, because there's no fucking jinx, the Mets have never lost an NLDS in their history. And they still haven't. Philly, congratulations. You're part of history yet again. World Series loss, NLCS loss, NLDS loss. You know what that means next year? You're not making the playoffs. All right? There you go. I told you.
In the first time between these two teams that they met up in the playoffs, the series belongs to the New York Mets.
Woo! Yes. That's what I'm talking about, guys. NLDS is owned by the New York Mets in their history. They don't lose the NLDS. Now, it hasn't been around for 80 years or even 70 years, but it's been around a while, long enough where the Mets could have lost. And they don't make the playoffs a lot. So doing that is amazing within itself. But go back to in history. The teams they beat, every one of those teams were better than the New York Mets on paper, right? That's all I heard, right? I can't wait to turn on Philly radio right now. I really can't. I'm going to watch the celebrations. I'm going to probably not sleep tonight and watch every freaking video on X and everywhere I can find it. Guys, celebrate. The job's not done, but celebrate. We deserve this. We're going to at least have 2 days off, if not 3. That is huge for this team. It helps Lindor get healthy because he's still dealing with a lot. You still hear about him, working 40 minutes before a game just to get ready for a game. Guys, this is an amazing situation. This is an amazing thing that we're witnessing right now. Transition year. Remember that. All the guys, Andy bullshit Martino said transition year, right? You had 85 wins. I had 87 wins. They embarrassed our win total and went to 89 wins. Got into the playoffs, did what they did against the Brewers. I mean, they outplayed the Philadelphia Phillies, the division champs. Congratulations. You can put that banner up on opening day next year because we're at least in the NLCS. They did that. They destroyed the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies were embarrassed by the New York Mets in this series. It wasn't a contest, guys. It should have been a sweep, but we gave them a little luck and said, okay, guys, here, enjoy a game. you're not coming back here anyway. And they did the job. How many times have we said that this year? When you doubted them a little bit, they find a way to finish the job. And they did not go back to Philadelphia. And they finally celebrated a postseason series victory at good old Citi Field, Chris. And I love it.
Feels damn good. It feels damn good. Shout out to Ray for the super chat. Ray, I appreciate you always supporting every single stream that we do. You're always in here. We always notice you, and you're always appreciated. For Quintana, Peterson, Lindor, and Rob's socks. Ray, appreciate the super chat, $1.99. And those are the socks right there that we're talking about. You know, some people said you might have needed to wash those socks, Rob, after that NLDS Game 2 loss. I'm not sure if you saw those messages, but some people are saying you might need to wash those socks. Have they been washed or not? I think that people need to know.
So, here's the thing. I sink washed them after Game 2 because there was a little Philadelphia dirt on there. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do a little rubber ducky scrub. And then I did that. And yeah, you know what? It worked. It worked. I took off all that dirt that was in Philadelphia, a little bit of that cheesesteak grease, right? A little bit of the tears of the Philadelphia fans. Yeah. The Knicks beat you. The Mets just beat you. I mean, it's just a matter of time before a football team and a hockey team beat you as well. So, you know, enjoy, Philly fans. Them cheesesteaks are good. So enjoy them because you're going to have a rough time in the offseason for your baseball team. Oh, I love it. Man, no better than beating the Philadelphia Phillies. We beat the Braves. We slayed that dragon. There was really no dragon to slay in this situation because of the fact that the Phillies and the Mets kind of were like neck and neck with the season series. And the Mets have beat the Phillies before in big season games, but we never faced each other in the postseason, so there was nothing to slay. All you got to do is play well. And what did the Mets do, Chris? I'm sorry I rolling on here, but
oh, you're good. Don't worry about it at all. Don't worry about it.
They played more fundamental, sound baseball than the Philadelphia Phillies. They did their job. They didn't try to do too much. Now, in this game, they tried to do too much very early with all those runners on. They tried way too hard. Everything was overswinging. And, you know, it took Lindor. And look at Lindor swing when he hit that grand slam. It wasn't a hard swing.
It was nice, even relaxed. It was like an even keel swing. I loved it.
Absolutely was. It was a calm swing right across the zone. Estevez couldn't find the plate. And when guys are wild, where are they aiming? They're aiming right down the middle. You could throw 170. A major league hitter is going to hit that ball. And I mean, I was reclined back because I have my position in the playoffs with the Sox. I'm reclined back and legs up. I didn't even recline down. I jumped over the reclined seat and just jumped and I hugged my dad, going nuts. Like that's oh my God. I the feeling like look, I'm nuts. I'm insane.
I'm not gonna lie to you. At like after the first time the Mets stranded runners this game, I changed my seat position. After the second time, I changed my shirt. I was like working overtime in terms of what was gonna work from like my superstitious side versus what wasn't. And like I know superstition sometimes is dumb. I get that it has no impact on this game, but it's like I was sitting there working overtime trying to change something up after they had gotten first and second, nobody out like the first 3 times, and they had failed to score. So what a impressive performance by the New York Mets. We were dreading going to Game 5 in Philadelphia, and you know what? They made it so we don't have to sweat through that. And you know what? I see some Stevie Cohen, mentions in the chat and how he's kind of wasted and going bonkers right now in this celebration, this champagne celebration. So how about we all raise a toast, whether it's water, whether it's alcohol, I don't care what you got. I don't care what you're sipping on. Raise a toast to our guy, Stevie. The Mets win. Love it. I
Love it.
absolutely love it. Listen, I don't think that, the credit obviously goes to Jose Quintana. The credit obviously goes to Francisco Lindor. The bullpen stepped up in a major way. Reed Garrett, David Peterson in particular.
Yep.
There's no way that we're going to go through this entire live stream and not call out David Peterson because, again, you see him in a clutch situation in the NLDS as a long man come through for the New York Mets in the most important way to set up that Edwin Diaz save. And you know what? The Edwin Diaz save definitely wasn't pretty. It honestly made me probably lose a couple of years of my life. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because Edwin Diaz, I don't know what you're doing out there, walking the first couple batters of that kind of game. But again, he came through, he clutched up, and that's the Edwin Diaz that we know at the end of the day. But David Peterson and Reed Garrett, Rob,
Yep.
and Reed Garrett, the swing and miss, the just calm, cool, collective nature of these guys. I mean, Reed Garrett came into a situation that was very crucial in the game, and he made the best of it. I mean, it's just like any guy that comes out of this pen that Mendoza entrusts in
Yep.
is gonna come up huge, and that's what we love. This bullpen has been coming through. I know people have had their issues with this bullpen. I've called this bullpen elite many times through this season, especially after the Mets went out there and got Ryan Stanek. And I went through hell from you all calling this Mets bullpen elite. I did. I heard a lot of pushback on that. And you know what? This Mets bullpen, no, they're not perfect. Yes, they're going to blow games. Yes, they're going to have situations where they don't excel in or succeed in. But you know what? They've come through, I believe, more often than not. And I think that because of this bullpen, I think the Mets are in this position with the help of this bullpen. It takes a total team effort, Rob, but the bullpen definitely has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, well, the big outs in this postseason so far, and in particular in this series, right? You know, they weren't perfect. They haven't been great. We all know that. But they got most of the big outs they needed to get. And look, the difference of this series was the tales of two bullpens. The Phillies bullpen, all their high leverage guys gave up runs to the Mets. There were certain guys in the Mets bullpen that gave up runs, absolutely, but there was some that puts up zeros, and Peterson is a big proponent of putting up zeros. Honestly, guys, Peterson has been the star so far. If it's either Quintana or Peterson in this postseason right now when it comes to the pitching. It's just a fact. And regardless of where we end up the rest of the season, if we win the NLCS, win the World Series, or get to the World Series, whatever it might be, the guys like Peterson and Quintana, you know, you're not even talking about the big names of this Mets roster. You could, but it's the other pieces. And what a job by Mendoza and Stearns to make that decision, because they could have easily said Peterson over Quintana as a starter, and that might have not been a bad idea. But the masterful job, the planning, putting these guys in spots to succeed is masterful. Like, it's so not easy, especially with guys who haven't done it a lot, and they figured it out. And look how big Peterson has come out of the bullpen for the New York Mets in 2 series now, and it ended up winning us a series. It's huge. And again, this is why this team is hard to beat. Chris, what did I say in the pregame? Right? Keep the Phillies in the ballpark. Oh, ho hum, they scored 1 run. Here we go again on a situation where Vientos had to make a mistake for that to happen. And how did the Mets beat the Phillies tonight? On a home run ball. Game 1, singles. Game 3, home run ball. Game 4, home run ball. That is why this team is dangerous. We can talk about the pitching all we want, but when your offense can do any of those things to score runs, they can always be in the ball game and they can always come back in a ball game. That is the difference and why this team is dangerous in the postseason and why nobody wants to face us. As much as the Philly fans that were trying to act like they didn't say it prior to the series, prior to the Brewers and Mets series being over, they did not want us. They could say all they wanted when the series started. They wanted us. No, you didn't. No, we didn't. Because, Chris, you said, what was that thing that the Mets have? Oh, yeah, house money, right? Steve Cohen is throwing it up in the air for everybody. We all have house money at this point. The Mets are on house money time, right? That doesn't mean we're satisfied, but it's a fact, no matter who we play. The Dodgers or the Padres, right? Two teams that are very dangerous, right? But they're both beatable, right? The Padres got that momentum. They got that swag that you always worry about, but the Mets have the same thing, right? I mean, if you're going to have a series like that, it's going to be absolutely nuts. Even Mets-Dodgers. But right now, we worry about that a few days from now. What the Mets did in this series, Chris, is just downright impressive.
First of all, I got to see this in the chat here. Victor with this grimace emoji. Is that your channel membership with the grimace emoji?
It's not a grimace. Is it?
That's got to be a grimace emoji.
No, that's actually a symbol for a member. Oh, shit. That you're talking. Oh, shit. Where the hell was that? I don't see that.
Victor, where are you coming? How are you getting this?
Oh! Oh, I don't know.
That's impressive. That's really impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Victor. We appreciate you,
Victor, the star of the show today.
And Daniel's doing the same thing. How are you guys getting this? Am I just am I not following something? What's going on here?
What do I have? A Nokia?
Oh, you get it on YouTube. Okay, you get it on YouTube. That's great because I was just like, where the hell is this coming from? Even with Ricardo on the channel, Brad on the channel doing it. Oh my goodness. Grimace. No, in all seriousness, we definitely appreciate you all. Ricardo being a member for 7 months. Let's go. Great win. Absolutely. 100%. Appreciate the support on the channel and, just with the New York Mets. This is fantastic stuff that we're seeing, man. This is fantastic stuff. And why committee, I guess people are going to start spamming the grimaces in our chat. And you know what? We encourage you to do so. Spam the grimace. Spam the W's and spam the grimace. We don't care. We want to see it. We love it. We are absolutely here for it. But you know what? Absolutely what you say. This was just a gritty performance by the Mets. And you know what? I'm going to be the bigger person here and say, hats off to Philly in terms of their actual team. In putting together a competent series. Yes, they lost a lot of close ball games, but I think even going into the series, that team was definitely legit. But I know their fans are sick right now, Rob. I know they're probably calling out of work tomorrow, honestly. They're probably calling out of work tomorrow. And, I don't got nothing to say to Philly fans, to be honest with you. I got nothing to say. I'm just going to keep it even keel, and I'm not going to say anything. But, stuff comes at you real quick is what we'll say. Stuff comes at you real quick. So that's it. I don't know if you want to add anything onto that, but that's what I'll say.
I will. I've dealt with them fans enough times. I brought it up to the people who were subscribers for a long time. I went to Philly in 2022, 21, 22. I think it was right after the pandemic, so it might have been 2021. DeGrom was pitching, right? It was opening day at Citizens Bank. Went there, drove down there, went to all the games and everything like that. I got beer thrown at me, hot dogs thrown at me, popcorn. I went out of there looking like a food tray. That's how bad it was, right? And I wasn't cursing at people. I wasn't being disrespectful. I was just cheering on my team. DeGrom mowing people down and, stuff like that, like a fan, right? They did it. I have no respect for Philly fans. I do have a lot of friends that I've known for a while that are Philly fans. I know how they act. Now, I'm not going to say everybody acts like that, but the majority of them do. Right? And the way they acted, now it wasn't even confidence, it was the cockiness, where there was no reason for cockiness when you have been declining in the postseason for the last 2 seasons. And the confidence should be there if you're a Phillies fan going into this series. But the disrespect they gave the Mets and the lack of respect and the no contest, as they called it, as one guy said on the Philadelphia radio before game 1, the day of game 1, he says this will be no contest. They can't even step on our field. They don't even deserve to step on this field. That's a quote from a Phillies fan. How does he feel right now? You had 1 game in the postseason this year. 2 games in the postseason this year at Citizens Bank Park. The Mets will at least have 4. Congratulations. You got exactly what you deserve, Philly fans. And you know what? If you want to come at me in the comments or the messages or my business email, I don't care. Because you are downright the worst fan base in all of sports. And you deserve everything that I just said. Congratulations. Enjoy the tea time tomorrow while we're checking out Dodgers Padres to see who will be facing in the NLCS. Congratulations, Philly fans. You did it. Sorry, I'm done.
You all, I'm going to just redirect that right over back to Rob and say that you all can hit his business email in doing that. Because you can
don't do
miss
it to
me.
Chris. Just subscribe to his channel. You can come after me. All right? Please.
No, listen, I'm here for it, man. We know what it comes with. Like, I think they're a passionate sports fan base, but they're definitely some sort of losers. I think we all know that. I'm a Giants fan. Like, the Eagles have been getting the better of the Eagles have been getting the better of the Giants for quite some time now. So I understand what it is. I get it. Philadelphia, New York is always going to be something that is, a little bit personal. Really, it's a little bit personal at this point. And it's great because that facilitates a great environment for just awesome baseball, awesome football, whatever have you. But again, I don't know what to say, man. Your New York Mets in a transition year, they're going to the NLCS. Rob.
Awesome.
How the fuck do we feel? Like, this is absolutely insane. It's not many times that I curse on this channel, but it's like, what are we doing here? Do we realize the gravity of what's transpired here? Holy cow. Please hit the thumbs up on both channels. Please just hit the thumbs up. You see the box score. You see Quintana's final line. I don't have the bullpen guys up here, and I apologize because they definitely absolutely deserve their props. But please subscribe to both channels. Drop your comments in the live chat. If you're new here, guess what? Rob and I aren't going anywhere. I'm actually traveling next week, and that's going to put a damper on my streams, but I'm going to try my best to make it on. And Rob, I might actually have to call on you to try to make some of these backgrounds for that. So, you know what? I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, I did not foreshadow the Mets being here. I thought they were going to have a great season, but I did not foreshadow them being here. And I think that everyone could say it's a pleasant surprise. But listen, change the narrative. Hashtag change the narrative. What have I been saying? The Mets advance to the NLCS. The 2024 run continues. And you're going to face the winner of either the Padres or the Dodgers. And the Padres at this point have a 2-1 series lead going into tonight. That first pitch is going to be here in 3 minutes, 9:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the Padres are pitching Dylan Cease because Joe Musgrove is injured. They're pitching Dylan Cease on short rest, right? We'll see how it benefits. Would be awesome to see that go to 5 games just to see which winner. But yeah, this is who the Mets are going to face. So initial thoughts, reactions. I don't need, honestly, like, at this point, if I had to say, I'd probably rather face the Dodgers because I think the Padres are a sneaky good team. But you know what? I'm going to be geared up and ready to go with either of these teams. Really. I really am. Give me your thoughts here.
Yeah, you know what? At this point, right, it's like play who you play. I still believe if the Mets limit the mistakes and do their job, they have a great chance of winning and beating anybody. I felt like that from the day one when we went to that going into the Braves doubleheader. I said that do your job, limit the mistakes, and I feel like this team is going to come through. So I don't feel like playing anybody. Listen, obviously, you talk about the Dodgers a little bit more. No, I'm not going to be a Phillies fan and say I want the Dodgers and just be, an idiot about it. But the Dodgers do have issues. They have a starting pitching problem. They really do, right? Their bullpen has not performed in this series so far. They've struggled with their pitching. Their offense, we know what their offense can do. But after you get through batter number 5, and we talked about that when we faced them in series during the season, after you get past the 5th batter in that lineup, it's not very good. And that's why more Mets fans, and it's going to be talk of the town probably, that you're probably going to want to face the Dodgers because of that. But be careful what you wish for. We should know that better than anybody as what the Phillies fans just did to us, right? When they basically said, oh, we want the Mets, but they really didn't want the Mets. Secretly, who knows? Like, we probably do want the Dodgers because of their situation with the pitching. But we also got to remember the Mets also are the team that people do not want to face. Regardless who wins this series, the Dodgers or the Padres, they got to face us. They got to face that animal that has been the best team in baseball since the end of May. Like that's what, we worry about. Oh, well, look what the Padres have done. Well, what do you think they're thinking of us, right? We're on that payback mentality right now. If we face the Padres, we know the payback is about that wild card series, right? We're going to be talking about that. We want payback, even though it's not going to mean much. It might mean much if you win, but there's guys on that team that were there, that dealt with that got embarrassed at home. And we're not going to have home field either way. But I tell you, the way this team continues to perform and feel like they're never out of a ball game, they always are resilient. Don't be afraid, Mets fans. That's one thing I'm going to say to you. Don't be afraid. Play 27 outs because every out matters. Just ask the Phillies. Just ask the Brewers. All right? We destroyed them in their final moments where they were ready to celebrate, especially the Brewers. And the Phillies, well, they kind of celebrated for a game. But you just got to be yourself. Be who you have been this entire stretch of games over the last 2.5 weeks. Limit mistakes. Do your job. And regardless of who you play, you have an opportunity to do great things here. And there's an opportunity here for this Mets team. And once again, they're in the playoffs making a run in a year where nobody expected it. Go figure. That's been the Mets' majority of their history is shocking runs in the postseason. Because most of their career lifetime in the postseason, which has only been 11 times, when they make the playoffs, they go on runs. That's the only good thing that they have done in their history when it comes to when they make the playoffs. They do damage. Where's it going to end? I'm not going to predict anything. But I'm on for the ride. We're all on to enjoy the ride. And as long as it goes, just enjoy it, my fans. Be proud. 27 outs. Always remember that.
27 outs is absolutely right. I'm actually really closely watching this NLCS game. And by the way, for those of you all who are Mets fans, if you are a Rangers fan, first game of the season is ongoing. I'm kind of keeping up on my phone. I'm going to be live with my guys from the Blue Shirts Banner podcast on the channel as well for that game. So if you're a Rangers fan, please make sure you subscribe and just tune into that. But, so many important things here. I'm watching this NLCS, right, to see who the Mets inevitably face. it's kind of personal with me, right? And I think it should be personal with this team if it's the Padres. Like, I don't like that Padres fan base. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
No,
I think
they're
the Phillies fan base, the Dodgers are for sure, but like I feel like the Padres are a second coming of the Phillies fan
they
base
are.
on the West Coast. I don't like that fan base. I don't like that team. I don't like that organization. And this is not, this is some of it is because of 2022. I'm not gonna lie, some of it is because of 2022, but I don't know. Something rubs me the wrong way. We know about the Dodgers. Like the Dodgers are like the easy target of just not liking. Like we know about that. The Mets team went through them to go into the 2015 World Series. We know about that. I don't like the Padres, man. I don't like the Padres. I don't like either of these fan bases, the Dodgers or the Padres. I don't like either. I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
So, it doesn't make any difference to me who the team is, both on a talent perspective and both on a fan base perspective. Like I don't like either fan base, but like, you know, if I had to give you something, I would love for the NLCS on the West or the NLDS on the West Coast to go to 5 games. I'd probably prefer to see the Dodgers, but it doesn't matter at this point. If whoever wins, bring them on, and let's go Mets. We're riding with these guys, and we're riding with this team. That's what matters. That's what matters the most.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, to pick and choose who you want is just an opinion. It's just our thoughts and opinion. It can bite everybody in the ass. How many people already said the Dodgers in the chat, right? If you lose to the Dodgers, it's going to be another thing, right? It's going to be, oh shit, damn. It's just the way it is. I'm going to go I'm going to go enjoy these moments right now. All Mets fans should do that. Enjoy it right now. Some of us got to go to work. Some are going to sleep. Some are going to, whatever you got to do, right? Enjoy all the videos you're going to find on X or Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it, or all the social media pages. I'm not going to sleep tonight. I already know it. I'm going to watch the West Coast game and just eat and who knows, and be ready for work in a couple of hours. That's what I'm going to do, because I know me and my coworkers are going to be high-fiving and acting like fools at work tomorrow for sure. We're all wearing Met stuff. We're ready to go, and there's no place like home, guys. No place like home. So, guys, listen. Enjoy it right now, right? Choose who you want to choose to play in the NLCS. Regardless, we all know it's going to be on the West Coast, right? It's going to be annoying stop times. It's going to be late post games. But this is what we live for, right? This is what we live for. We are going to be in the Final Four. We are one of Final Four teams, and that's something to say for a team that nobody had any thought. A lot of people didn't have any thought that this team would go even be an 80-win team. And to go through the heartache of the beginning of the year and the crazy turnaround and being one of the best teams in baseball, the best team in baseball since the end of May, and now doing what they're doing, there's an it factor to this team. Right? I mean, can you still call it magic at this point, or they're actually very good? We can call magic all we want, and you can use any gimmick you want. You can use Grimace on the train. You can, you can use OMG, whatever you feel like does the trick for you, and it made the Mets what they are. They're just damn good. They're just a good baseball team. They mix well together as a team. Right? This is probably the best set of guys, chemistry-wise, on a team that I've ever seen in my lifetime. And again, I wasn't around for the 86 World Series, so I'm not going to judge that. My dad told me all about it. He lived it. He was at Shea Stadium, all those games in the playoffs and the World Series and all that. So it's just moments. Like, this is the best chemistry team I've ever seen. Right? It's like glue. Like, that's how close they are as the team, and it's awesome. So enjoy it, guys. Absolutely enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely enjoy it. I mean, I'm not sure if we're gonna do. I mean, it's going to be an off day for the next couple of days for us, right? So we're definitely going to get a stream in, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's Friday. We'll definitely get a stream in for you all. Continue to subscribe to the channels. Obviously, we're not going anywhere, whether it's 2024 postseason coverage, whether it's off-season coverage, we are not going anywhere. So please make sure you subscribe. George is saying it. Just believe, Mets Nation. Mets Nation, right? What Francisco Lindor is now calling Mets Nation, absolutely 100%. Mets Nation is ecstatic. God bless the New York Mets, 100%. And shout out to Raul. Shout out to Raul. LGM, greetings from Panama. Mets
Raul.
All my life. Shout out to Raul. We appreciate you being here. That's super cool. Super awesome to see people from all around the globe tuning in for this Mets run. Again, we welcome everybody and anybody into this stream. If you just so happen to stumble upon our channel, just off the homepage or wherever, we don't care. If you're a Mets fan and you're a diehard just like us, welcome to the club. Subscribe. We got you covered the rest of the way. So appreciate you all being here. Super cool moment for us Mets fans, man. I mean, Lindor grand slam, Peterson comes in for long relief, Edwin Diaz closes it out. I don't think the storybook on this team could get any better. But you know what I will say?
Good. Good.
I'll say this. I don't think the Mets are done making their stamp on these 2024 playoffs. I don't think they're done. That's just a little bit of intuition for me, Rob. Well, final thoughts from you. We'll head out of here. The great, again, NLDSW on to the NLCS. Send Philly home. That's probably first and foremost. And we're feeling damn good. We're feeling damn good.
Yeah, the Phillies are going home and to pack their bags, right? Pack their jerseys up, clean out the stadium, turn off the lights, and that's what we did to them. And we are very excited, and it's more of a subdued excitement because we still feel there's a lot of work to do. And we're not satisfied. Just because we weren't supposed to be here doesn't mean we're satisfied. If we're playing with house money, whatever, we're not satisfied. And however you want to celebrate, right? We were giddy, we're going, but we got serious. We got cool, calm, and collective moments as well, because we know there's still work to do. And any way you celebrate it, if it's us content creators or fans and people in the chat, however you want to celebrate, with food, liquor, water, soda, it doesn't matter. Celebrate and enjoy. You got a couple of days off here to recalibrate a little bit and, just, grow some hair back, go work out, get some sweat out of you, whatever you got to do to get ready for the NLCS, right? Because what's better than 4 more pre-games of us and 4 more post-games of us at the very least, guys? How about that, guys? We probably, look, in April and May, we probably thought we'd be talking about off-season and not really, talking a little bit about the postseason, and we don't really care and all that stuff, right? Probably talk about we don't want the Phillies to win, the Yankees to win, and all that nonsense. But we did it. We're excited. I can't wait to set up pre-games and post-games, regardless of how late they are. No sleep is the way of life in October, I guess. And I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. I'll be very tired with my Mets fan coworkers tomorrow, because in the group chat, nobody's going to sleep, right? Everybody's pulling out their jerseys and starting to wear the Mets stuff tomorrow. It's going to be insane. Our GM is from New Jersey and a diehard Mets fan. So he told us today, they win, no dress code. That's what he said to us. No dress code. So, guys, full blown. I'm getting my blue and orange Jordans. I'm getting my Lindor jersey, cap. Man, I'm wearing my Mets socks, as stinky as they might be. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna look like a damn fool tomorrow at work, and we all are. Guys, enjoy it, embrace it, love it, and thank you for a great start of the postseason, because we're not done yet. Keep on coming back for more. Hit that like button, guys, and subscribe to the channel. Chris, finish it out, my friend.
Yeah, so it's just like subscribe, all that fun stuff. Job's not done. The job is done in terms of booting Philadelphia. That job done. But the overall job in terms of what actually matters at this point of the season, how far we've come, the job is not done. And for that, we say hashtag change the narrative. Change the narrative. Shout out to SCO as well. We did it. We did it. We did it. Thank you for the super chat. Absolutely 100%. Shout out to you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everybody's support on the channel as well. We appreciate it. The super chats, the memberships, the live chats, right? Just like everything. We appreciate your support. It means a lot to us. We do this obviously for fun for you all. We do this because we love this team and we want to be here for you all. Enjoy this victory. Enjoy this NLDS victory over division rivals. Have never lost to the Phillies, we can confidently say, in the postseason. Have never lost an NLDS, we can confidently say, in the postseason. 2024 is magical. 2024 is magical. Hit those thumbs up. Subscribe to both channels, myself, CPNY Sports, and Rob, Talking Mets with Rob. All of these streams, whether it's the post games, whether it's the pre games, whether it's the roundtables, it doesn't matter what it is. It's both streamed to our YouTube channels. And guess what? We're going to be doing a lot of videos that are standalone, but guess what? We're also going to be joining forces in the offseason to bring you all the Mets Hot Stove Lives that we did in the previous offseason. A bunch of stuff is coming your way, whether it's postseason action or offseason action. So guess what? Continue to be subscribed and hit that subscribe button. That does it for us on the Mets postgame show. The Mets advance to the NLCS. An improbable year for an improbable team. They upset the Philadelphia Phillies that were coming off one of the best records, if not the best record in Major League Baseball.
Yep.
This is the year of anybody, Rob. I think that the MLB has certainly shown that. Let's go, Mets. We'll catch you all either on a stream tomorrow or Friday ahead of the NLCS. We'll keep our eyes peeled in terms of what goes on between the Dodgers and the Padres. Obviously, the Mets face the winner of these two teams that are squaring off for Game 4 tonight. Appreciate it. Smash those thumbs up buttons. If you're in the chat, smash those thumbs up buttons. We definitely appreciate you, Rob. I'll see you on the next stream. Salute to you, my guy. As always, take care, Mets fans. Appreciate the support. And let's go, Mets.
OMG, Purple October, baby. Let's go, Mets.